Chili down. Hey guys, what's up? It's the Epic Player 90. We're back for Supermarket Brawl 1 Race 4. And today it's at Dover. And of course, we have to do the heats. But yep, hold on, let me do that. But here are the point standings after the Talladega race. Flint Byron has a good, decent gap as him and Kenny Rack are the only ones that made all three main events. A couple guys have made two, and a couple guys have made one. Meanwhile, Winford, Bradford, Rutherford, and Vernon Davis have yet to make any. So let's do it. Heat number 1 underway. 20 laps. This is probably where it's going to get interesting, considering it's a short track. Here are the cars in this heat. It's going to be Tom Sloan, Logan Reveler, Oliver Erickson, Christopher Abel, Kenny Rack, WBR, Vernon Davis, and Eric Drew. Practice goes by with ease. Kenny Rack wins that.
Drivers, to your
Tom Sloan wins qualifying, so he is the pole for this. He has the pole for this heat.
drivers.
I want to make sure I don't skip anything. Green flag, perfect timing as Tom Sloan will have the lead. Vernon Davis goes right in line behind him. Top 4 move on to the main event. And then Heat 2 will have all the other 8 cars in this roster with the same rules, top 4 make it in, and then the main event, which will be 40 laps as the Heats are 20. Okay, that was this was class. They're already 3 wide for 4th. Sorry, for 5th, actually. Logan Reveler's going to get through there. WBR still hasn't made a main event despite having so many chances to do so. Davis hasn't made it either, but now he's in second going for the lead. Ooh, side by side almost made contact. WBR goes to the inside of Eric Drew to take 6th. Vernon Davis not going to have the lead, but Christopher Abel behind him. And Abel already has 2 wins at this track in the ShopRite series. Look at Logan Reveler makes up all that time. He gets into the cutoff spot, gets around Kenny Rack for 4th as Vernon Davis leads another lap. Oh my goodness, WBR and Eric Drew almost wrecked. Now Rack super slow on the high lane. Here comes Oliver Erickson. We know Logan Reveler's boundaries, man. He'll do anything to get in those spots. We saw those at Daytona. I'm going to say that every time, aren't I? 3 wide. Oh! The 4 almost went up into the 18, got turned by the 11. That's going to allow Logan Reveler to take the lead. 3 wide on lap number 5. As these guys are starting to close in. Fastest lap after those 5 laps is Oliver Erickson, who has now moved up into a cutoff spot in 4th as he got around Christopher Abel. Now they're single file, but let's see how long that's going to stay. Davis breaks a little too late into turn 4. Now it's going to allow Sloan and Erickson to catch back up. Iron trying to get around Reveler, but they keep sliding up. Here comes Sloan. Reveler clears Davis, but now Sloan's going to take 2nd. Now this is what the rest of these guys want, more outside cars. Those guys are easier to pass. Lap number 8. This looks like we got, are those guys last? Oh, I thought there was like another car behind them. Logan Reveler starting to run away. Eric Drew in the wall. These tracks is where it's going to get talent-based. Daytona and Talladega, there's some talent incorporated there, but the super speedway, a lot of luck comes in those. Oh, someone blows up. Tom Sloan blows up from 4th place. He blows up right behind Vernon Davis. Good thing he's able to get off track, though. Only Christopher Abel was slowed down by that. As those guys might be able to catch back up again, and Tom Sloan, the winner of the main Daytona event, is stuck on the middle of the track. Oh, there would have been a caution out, but looks like he was able to get transported back. He didn't get into the pits because he was. Oh man, that could have been bad. Anyway, looks like these guys. That blow up looks like it's not hindering them at all. Tom Sloan goes from winning the first main event at Daytona to this. Cutoff spot is held right now by Eric Drew in the 97, who has a little bit of right side damage. These guys up front are now battling for the lead with just under 10 to go. 9 laps to go now. And Ericsson takes the lead away from Revler. WBR hasn't been able to get out of the back. He's been struggling. He takes 6th place now away from Kenny Rack. Let's see if he can start working on catching Christopher Abel and those guys. Because if Davis makes the main event and WBR doesn't, Winford will be heading into Bristol as the only guy in the entire roster that hasn't made a main event. And that's a problem. We need everyone to make at least one of these main events. We can't have one miss out. That's a problem. Because remember, all these cars are specs, so Rutherford came second in the standings in the 2004 ShopRite Series season as the 4 goes out with an ignition issue. And the fastest lap so far is Oliver Ericsson. Now Vernon Davis has been passed. He falls back to the 4th spot. Christopher Abel is behind him in 5th. Now WBR is trying to close in. He's just running out of time and he's not gaining that much. So you can see it's like a half-second gap. Oliver Ericsson starts to run away. Christopher starting to close in on Vernon Davis. Eric Drew way high off 4. He's going to scrape the wall. Let's see what these guys can do. Oliver is just trying to run away now. Davis closing in on Drew. Revler way high coming off 4. And these guys catch Christopher Abel to contend for a cutoff spot. Him and WBR and Rack have just not been doing anything. Revler and Drew really close together. Drew's going to go for 2nd, and that's going to allow Davis to go for 3rd. Slows down big time. Might be stuck even more. Yeah, he will. Oh, gets a little sent up high. 3 laps to go. Rutherford and Rack in need of a miracle now as Oliver Ericsson's out in front. Coming 2 laps to go at Dover. These top 4 having a big battle. Christopher Abel trying to get in that cutoff spot as well. He's in 5th, below the cut line to make the main event. Rack looks like he steals 6th place away from Rutherford as they come into the white flag. 1 lap to go at Dover in heat number 1. Oliver Ericsson out in front. Eric Drew 2nd. Vernon Davis gonna get passed. He's forced on the high lane. This is what Christopher Abel wants. He wants Davis to lose all that speed. He's in the wall. Can Christopher catch him? He goes into the inside in turn 4. Not going to be enough. Oliver Ericsson comes off the final corner. He will win heat number 2 at Dover. Vernon Davis gets the cutoff spot. Little photo finish for 6th there. 100th of a second as Rutherford wins that. With that, Winford, Bradford, Rutherford has DNQ'd 4 straight main events in the SuperMarket Brawl. That's unfortunate, man. Very, very unfortunate. As Oliver Ericsson, Eric Drew, Logan Revler, and Vernon Davis move on to the main event. Now, Kenny Rack just DNQ'd after making 3 straight main events. So now, if he wants to have a chance at making the championship battle, he needs Flint Byron to DNQ. Okay, back for heat number 2. And here are the drivers in this main event. Now, for Kenny Rack to be in this championship position, he needs Flint Byron to DNQ. And if Flint Byron DNQs and other guys make it in, other guys have a chance. It's all going to come down to that '06, man. Let's see how practice goes. These are the other guys, by the way, in Byron, Art, Oddball, Flint Byron, Gavin Grogu, Sergey Thompson, Lenny Carson, and Kenny Rack. Going to qualifying,
Drivers,
Flint
to your
Byron
right.
on pole. Not looking too hot right now. And he won happy hour. Oh, man.
Drivers,
That's not looking too good for these guys. Flint Byron on pole. He wants to make it into the main event. Oh, man. This is going to be trouble, man. If Byron is able to make this for the other lot of drivers. I do not know what's happening in turn 4 right now, but green flag comes out. Byron is gone. He wants to show everyone that he will win the first supermarket brawl. He's gone already as they head into turn number 2. Remember, 20 laps. A lot of stuff could happen in 20 laps. Just so you know, none of these guys except Flint Byron has won a main event. He won the last one at Talladega. Nobody else has. As Christopher Abel was the Darlington winner in the main event, and the main event winner at Daytona was Tom Sloan. Sergey Thompson goes for second on Harry Oddball as he tries to close in on Flint. Who will be the top 4 that make it to the next round? If Flint Byron makes it, he might as well clinch the championship. I'm dead serious. The point gap was just that big. And there's no bonus point in these races in the heats, so it's all gonna come down to whether he can make it or not. Oddball gonna go for second now on Thompson. Just what Byron wants to extend his lead. Surprised Byron's using this really high lane. Weird. He's gone though. Dang. 3 wide for 4th though. Lenny Carson takes it. Now, of course, it won't be impossible. But Byron, all he has to do, if he makes this race, does good, he has such a big point lead, but he's still within that 150 gap. He DNQs at Bristol. That's going to be the issue. So, nobody wants him to make this race, but nobody wants him to make Bristol. If he makes Bristol, it's an essential clinch at this point. Jack is just trying to catch the '06. The '06 is just gone, and all of these cars are spec, so Byron's just doing really well. Way better than his brother, who's only made 1 event. Here's the cutoff spot battle. Carson and Oddball, but now Art's coming in to try to get 4th. Oh, they make contact! Around goes the 8 car. And caution comes out, I believe. Is caution out? There should be caution out. No, there's no caution out. No caution for Lolo's aren't spinning off Harry Oddball. Oh my, what? I don't know. I put cautions on. I gotta get the chat thing, bro. Hey, you can still see some smoke coming in. Now, as you can see, Colin Jack is starting to close in a little bit on Flint Byron, but not very much. Now Gavin Grover's in the crossbar. Let's see if he'll wreck like the 8 did. The 8 doesn't have a lot of damage. But now he's like 14 seconds back. Needs a caution. I need it fast. Yeah, college is closing at 10th, but it's not gonna be much. Already 10 to go. Now we remember what happened last time Flint was out in front during a heat for a really long time at Darlington. He led all the laps, and then the last one got past after smacking the wall to Sergi Thompson. Jack is starting to close in. Let's go on board here on the with the 47. He did lose time that lap, but he can catch back up. Let's see the interval. 4 tenths. Oh, the 06 sliding. The 06 is trying to use a middle lane while the 47 is using the bottom. Colin Ketchum. Oh, slides up a little bit. Yeah, it looks like the turn 1 and 2 group is Flint's weak point, and then he makes it up in the other turns. Meanwhile, look at Gavin Grogu now is caught up to Harry Odbo, even though he sent it into that corner for whatever reason. He's trying to get into that cutoff spot. Jack's starting to lose his grip now. Oh yeah, way big time. Sergi Thompson and Asher Byron continue to battle for 6th. Yup, Flint gained an entire 10th there. Now let's see what Gavin and Harry are going to do here. Oh, Harry sliding. Comes Gavin. Oh yeah, Jack is just losing time. He was gaining, now he's losing. Let's see if they're catching the 33 as well. Oh, big slide. Big time slide up. Big time. Oh, man, they're starting to get some worn tires. Oh, we got another. Oh, my goodness. Another close call. Thompson and Byron almost wrecked there. The other Byron, at least. As the cutoff battle continues, Harry Oddball only made one event. It was at Darlington where he ended up finishing 2nd. My goodness, the sliding on this track is insane in turns 3 and 4. 3 laps to go. Oops. As now Flint Byron has extended his lead back to 1 second. And Gavin Grogu close in on Harry Oddball for that cutoff spot. They just keep sliding up in this turn. Harry did way better that time. 2 laps to go. Coming to the white in the heat. 1 lap to go. Flint Byron out in front by a pretty big margin. And he just can coast at this point. Colin Jack is not catching up. And as they come off turns 3 and 4 in heat number 2, Flint Byron just gets to slide way high, does whatever he wants. He will win heat number 2, advance the next round, and Harry Oddball will clinch that last spot, which eliminates Gavin Grogu, Sergi Thompson, Asher Byron, and Lolo's Art from the main event. Which means that if anyone wants to win this championship, they gotta hope Flint DNQs the next race, because this is gonna be tough. So now let's see who didn't make it. Thompson, Byron, Art, and Gavin. Now the guys that did make it in the other group. Oh shit. Oh, here they are. Crap. Drew made it. And 3 Whole Foods guys. So we got an influx of Whole Foods this time. Oh, where's Reveler? Okay, here we go. So we have this time only, oh my goodness, only 1 ShopRite Series driver in this thing. Wow. This was Whole Foods dominant. Let's get ready as here was the standing. So now this is going to get extremely increased. Oh my goodness, no one's going to have a shot. This is going to be crazy. So only one ShopRite Series driver actually made the field. Well, Revler was both, but he's considered Whole Foods
Drivers, to
because he
your
was top
cars.
5 there. So Whole Foods is really dominating more than ShopRite, honestly. And look at, I mean, as soon as I say that, the only ShopRite driver gets the pole. That's
Drivers,
fitting.
to your
Flint
cars.
back in 6th on the high lane. That's something to watch out for. Anyway, the main event, 40 laps here at Dover. Let's see what's gonna happen. So the only shot they have is if Byron finishes really low, and even then, that's like 100+ points. So we gotta hope for the best, man. Flint's the only one that's made every main event. Green flag will come out. Eric Drew out in front. He is surrounded by Whole Food Series drivers. He's the only loner out in front. And he's out in front. He's the only ShopRite guy. See if he even gets to lead a lap as Vernon Davis was so slow he already hit the wall. He's holding up Flint. Oh, he didn't even hit the wall. Flint all the way back to 8th. Off that corner, Eric won't even get to lead a lap. Bonus points going to be very crucial if these guys want to catch up to Flint in the championship. And they got to make sure the 06 doesn't lead one. As looks like Ericsson and Rev are pulling the Heat 1. Ericsson won that Heat 1 on dominant fashion once he got out in front. This is the first time Vernon Davis has been in a main event. Showing up in 7th right now. Ericsson out in front, holding Revler off right now. Ericsson high. Revler's using the bottom lane. These guys are definitely going to have to pit at one point. And I think at this track, the undercut works best, so. And Flint is the type of guy that I think is going to stay out during the pit cycles to lead a lap, so. People are probably going to stay out longer than usual just so that they can keep up as Flint's edging through the field up to 5th as he gets around Kenny Rack. Sorry, Lenny Carson, not Kenny Rack. Colin Jack going for a pass on Harry Oddball. Here comes Flint. Oh man, they almost wrecked. They had 54 and 97. Oh man. Oliver Erickson holding his own, led every single lap so far. Other guys got to lead laps too. I don't know where Erickson was in the standings because he hasn't. He's been one of those quiet guys that snakes sometimes, but I think he's only made one or two. I think this is his second. I'm not 100% sure. Now, Flint's trying to close in on Oddball to get 4th. Actually, this is Vernon Davis' second event made. Actually, wait, is it? No, this is his first. What am I talking about? I cannot speak right. So right now, Winford Bradford Rutherford is the only one that has not made a main event on the last race next time. If he DNQs at all 5 SuperMarket Brawl races, that's going to be something to watch for heading into the 05 ShopRite season. I mean, he did DNQ. If he made that Texas race in ShopRite, he would have won the championship. But look at what happened. He lost by 15 in the end. But now this is something important that the owner's got to look at, because if he can't contend and even make a race against these guys on spec cars, he might not be as competitive as the lower seeders. The lower series drivers, I mean. And those are guys now that you gotta watch out for in the lower ranks to try to sign up. That's what I mean. Lap 12 of 40 is now Flint's losing his grip on Harry. Reveler hasn't been able to catch Erickson. Let's go on board with Colin Jack once again. Reveler, I think, is closing in on Erickson, but they're just running away from these guys by a wide margin. Yeah, he's just 1/10 back, and now Oddball goes to the inside of Jack. He'll take third, and looks like Flint Byron fell back to sixth. As Vernon Davis and Eric Drew are just really far behind. Fastest lap so far has been the leader, Oliver Erickson. So he looks like a dominant force today in the main event. Oh, look at this low line held by Jack here. Really strong at holding the bottom. He's probably the guy that nobody thought would make this series. Because, remember, we're also used to the 7 championship contenders at Whole Foods that in 04 that we just forgot who finished 8th in points, and so happened to be this guy, no, right here. Beat out guys like Jackson Mandel, Darren Hillis Jr. and other strong forces late in the year to finish 8th with a win in the B&W 250 at Coca-Cola Super Speedway. Oh my gosh. Jack will take the 3rd position back from Harry Oddball as Flint Byron stole back 5th. Now, is he going to try to catch it to 4th? Lap 17 of 40 as they continue to race. Almost the halfway mark. They're going to have to pit soon, though. Drew and Davis just... Drew got the pole, just kind of died after lap 2, and yeah. He's been stuck out here with Vernon trying to catch back up. I've noticed that in every main event, there's always 1 or 2 slackers that can't seem to keep up with the others, even though they made it in. Reveler trying a different lane, but it doesn't work. He's in the wall. Does not pay off. Scrapes it. As Erickson now is going to start extending that lead from 3/10 to 5, sorry. Overestimating. Back trying to close in as Erickson. We're hitting lap 19. We're on lap 19. Now we're going to hit lap 20. So I think the pit window is going to be somewhere between lap 25 and like lap 29. Somewhere between those laps, I think they're going to have to pit as we're continuing to have battles for last. Drew and Davis just swapping every 5 laps or so. Lenny lost her grip on the 06. The 06 just needs a strong spawn. He could potentially just... If he is up by over 150 points, by over 150 points practically, at the end of this race, he literally doesn't even have to show up for Bristol. He just clinches the title. That's all he... If he is up by 150, he's practically clinches it. No, I think he actually mathematically clinches it if he's above 150. Even if the other guys qualify, his main competitors. Reveler wants to lead a lap. He's closest to Byron in the standings, I think, out of everybody in this roster, because most of the main competitors for the 06 DNQ'd in the heat. Art, I think, was his highest chance because he made the most races, but obviously he had that wreck in heat number 2. Flint's coasting softly in 6th right now. Sorry, in 5th. He's coasting just cleanly in 5th, waiting for the pit cycle, see if he can lead a lap or 2, make everyone upset, and then go ahead with the championship. Because 5th isn't where everyone wants to see him 8th. As we're coming to lap 25 soon, once they hit the line, and I believe that's when the pit window should open, because I'm not 100% sure how the pit window is on this track. especially for these cars that are all spec, low rated 45, 55. So that's something we gotta watch out for. Especially what I think is supposed to be, as Colin Jack's closing in on Reveler, everyone I think is 45, 55 across the board. So I don't know what the reliability for that is, which is exactly why the 4 car of Tom Sloan blew up in the heat. Lap 26, as Oliver is a second and a half ahead of Logan Reveler. Colin Drack trying different lines, try to get around the 11. Flint starting to maybe closing a little bit on the O2, even though he's like a second and a half off. Ericsson having a strong day today. Trying to maximize as they're on lap 27, 40. Ericsson all by himself as he comes off turn 2 in that clean air. Clean air. Clean air. When will you all pit? Because I know you're going to have to. Lap 28. Maybe my pit window estimation was wrong. Yeah, definitely. Maybe toward the end, like lap 33, lap 34-ish. Because that's what it usually happens toward the end of almost every race. Jack tried a really high groove there. Fast lap is still the leader. And I mean, look at the pace difference. Look at their fastest lap and look at what they're running now. So 21.731. They're running 23.3. So they're like 1.5 seconds off their best lap pace. Where's TV2, man? Okay. They're still going lap 30, 11 laps to go here in race 4 of SuperMarket Brawl 1. Colin almost scraped it. He might have there. I don't know what he's trying to do. Reveler is just not able to keep up with the 13 anymore. 10 to go here at Dover. Iron starting to try to... Yeah, he's itching his way. He lowered that by half, I think, to Harry. He's closing in there as they're coming to 9 laps to go. Oh, man, what an outside run there. I don't think he got enough speed, though. I was just surprised if he was able to get it to stick the whole time. 9 laps remaining. Everyone's kind of on their own here. Especially Davis and Drew. They're just out of it right now. Let's see who is going to pit first. Who's going to bite the bullet? Or is no one going to pit and just have fuel all the way? Because we all remember what happened at, what was it? At Talladega. Remember Kenny Rack in the main event just like ran out of fuel or something broke on his car and he just held everyone up and separated guys before the pit stop. 130 miles an hour. They are 2 seconds off their best lap pace now as they hit lap 34. They are so slow right now compared to their best lap. Let's see what that is. 23.83. I mean, that's like their best lap already beat the NASCAR record as of this game's release. Look how slow they're going. 133 in the corners. It's like NASCAR Thunder 2003 levels with the stability controls on. 6 laps to go. They hit lap 35. Logan Reveler is 2 seconds out of the lead right now as Oliver Ericsson is trying to maximize points by leading every single lap. Oh, Lenny almost hit the wall there. Davis is running away from Drew. Nobody's near each other. As it looks like Oliver Ericsson is the first to bite. It's exactly what Reveler wanted. He will lead a lap and end Ericsson's perfect streak. Jack, Byron, and Carson and Drew all pit. So it's going to be Reveler, Oddball, Davis, all staying out. Reveler just hit the wall. They are going 24.5 right now. Reveler comes in. Oddball comes in. Will Davis come in? Yes, he will. Everyone's come in as everyone's on the stall. As I said, I think the undercut is the best strategy here, so I'm pretty sure Ericsson's going to come out with the lead. They're going for right sides, which is interesting. If Revler wants a chance to keep this lead, he needs to gas and go stop. I wouldn't do right sides, but that's probably what they're going to do. Yep, they do it now. Look at Drew and Davis, bro. Drew, I think, had an issue. And there goes Erickson. He is just gone already. Revler only gets to lead one lap. Oddball already passed everybody. Dang, okay. Revler looks like he has an issue. Same with Eric Drew. And looks like Erickson will be the leader coming out of the pit cycle as everyone's come out. Erickson out in front. Number 13 has been great today. He's back out in front. His second place is actually Colin Jack. Byron moved up to third, which is nobody won. I told you the undercuts work, man. Oddball fourth. Revler fell all the way back to seventh, man. Because Eric Drew got lapped. Anyway, the championship might be over, bro. 2 laps to go. Oliver Erickson, 3.5 seconds out in front. We're going to see once I click that done button after I get out of this whether Flint clinched the championship. 1 lap to go at Dover in the 4th race of Supermarket Brawl 1. Oliver Erickson has led almost every lap except that one during the pit cycle. But he's going to come down the backstretch all by himself, no one in sight. He is going to come off turn number 4. He can just smack the wall or whatever he wants to do, but he won't. He comes off the corner. He will win the 4th race of the Supermarket Brawl. And Flint Byron finishes 3rd. I wonder if that's enough to clinch the championship. He was already 42 ahead of Rack, but Rack DNQ'd. As last place will go to Eric Drew, who should come out. There we go. Let's see. This is all going to come down to this button. And yes, Flint Byron was able to clinch Supermarket Brawl 1, the championship, as he is already a race early. Oh, the Revler led 2 laps. Flint Byron's 160 ahead. It's over. Flint Byron is your Supermarket Brawl 1 champion. Now, if we head to Bristol, he can DNQ, but nobody will even pass him. So this is now just a battle for second, as it's really close there. This WBR still has not made a single race. And I hope y'all like that video. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.